Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the series that I'm about to produce for our Tabletop Republic YouTube channel, which is going to cover my latest project. Now, first of all, let me apologize for the lighting quality or the sound quality. No, this is not a high, investment production. I don't have the latest kit here. This is just me filming on my phone on one of IKEA's finest coffee tables. So sorry about that, but hopefully it won't diminish your enjoyment of what we are about to do. So let me run you through how this all came about. Basically, I was having a little stressful day the other day in store. I was flapping around as I do sometimes, and I came across in the storeroom something that someone had kindly donated, actually, and obviously had no use for anymore, which was an old Space Marine attack bike that was still in the box, not built. It had been unpackaged, and it had looked through it and whatnot, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to take some downtime. I'm going to build that. And so I did. I started building it, and the feeling of nostalgia, in this era of the Primaris Marine and the Primarchs coming back and all that's happening in the Warhammer 40,000 universe at the moment. It was just wonderful to build this sort of, well, what is now really an old school miniature. And it led me back to something which I've kept for many years. I don't have the rest of it anymore, but ever since I was a wee lad, which is the Warhammer 40,000 3rd edition rulebook. Now, for those that don't know, we're currently on the 8th edition of Warhammer 40,000, and I think we're probably staring down the barrel of 9th. That's completely unconfirmed. That's just my speculation, as shared by many others around the world, I think. But yeah, here we are. So this is the 3rd edition rulebook. It was released in 1998, and I've had it ever since, basically. And if we have a little look through it, we can see some wonderful artwork. There's brilliant pictures here of the displays that they did for this version, and there's lovely little tutorials on how to scratch build terrain and that kind of things. Really nice pictures that all I'm sure for some of you the nostalgia is creeping back just as we look through these pages. These awesome Marines, which is got to be the focal point as we go forward in a moment. We'll show you what we've been working on. And yeah, some guys who worked at Games Workshop back in the day, they're enjoying a game, looking, I'm sure, a lot younger than they do now, bless them. Yeah, so this is a lovely bit of nostalgia, and it's this piece of artwork that I always come back to, that I always remember, the Eternity Gate at the palace, the Imperial Palace on Earth, that I think is just amazing. So this, as I was flicking through it, and the great part about this was, although this edition, they specify that, codex releases will come, and they did for this version, obviously. It actually came with rules for all the factions that they had at the time that you could at least get started with. So it might not have been 100% fleshed out. They didn't always have the most competitive rules or anything like that, but it just gave you something to start having games with this version with and learning the rules, which was the most important thing. So this brings me on to what I started to do afterward. Along with the attack bike that was kindly donated, there was a bunch of old miniatures, old Space Marines that obviously now in the era of the 8-foot armor-plated 2-wound Primaris Marine are less, sought after, shall we say. And so that got me painting my 3rd edition army. And here we are. These are the first couple of miniatures I've gone for. As you can see, the real bright colours, the bright blue, the red casing, the bright yellow, not gold, on the shoulder trim, which a couple of people have already noticed and appreciated. And of course, the Goblin green base with the green flock, because every battlefield, as we know, in 1998 was a lush green battlefield. And there's just a couple of standard tactical marines that we've done so far. Will this guy focus? He will. There we are. See, as I said, not the glossiest production that you will find on YouTube, but there we are. So one little thing I wanted to point out, and genuinely in all my years of hobby, I have not used this before, so I thought I'd point it out to some who also haven't. If you have trouble with these decals, getting them to lay flush, because they do obviously, you know, sort of ripple and they don't always lie flat. First time I've ever used this is Decal Soft by Revell. I'm sure there's other brands out there. Do have a look over the internet, but literally once you've positioned your decal, layer a bit of this on top. You might have to reposition your decal again because it is, you know, quite a runny liquid as well, but it absolutely just lays the decal flush onto the surface that you're trying to apply it to. And if there's even any little sort of rivets and crevices, that I don't think you'll be able to make it out on the tactical decal that I've got here. But there's a little indentation on the shoulder pad that the Decal Soft has even enabled the transfer to sort of mold around there. So it really does work very, very well indeed. And that is the project that I'm going to be going on with. So hopefully I can rope a few people into joining me in the past and playing some 3rd edition. I'll be expanding my Space Marine army to more than just 2 miniatures. Hopefully I'll even have a whole squad done at some point soon. And I will, of course, be sharing that journey with you. So until then, thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Take care, guys.